Caddis Maximus here, this time with a quick review of this Atomic Beam 5000 Lux headlight. This is one of those weird, as seen on TV. This thing's a couple, 3 years old, and so I got it pretty good price. As often happens with these products, you know, some investor makes a bunch, they get some kind of infomercial made, and then they have a whole bunch of stock, they don't sell enough, and then they, you know, end up dumping them on various warehouses. I have a local warehouse type store that just loves, they have a huge section of this as seen on TV stuff. They seem to get the older as seen on TV so they can sell it super cheap. This one's cheesy because they use a lux measurement instead of just straight up lumens. Lux would be lumens per square meter, and so you can get a bigger number for the same brightness. I do find something a little bit amusing. They are using Cree LEDs, which is pretty nice, but it's a Chinese product, and this is something I haven't noticed in a while. Assembled in China with LED components manufactured in the USA. It's usually the other way around, where it's assembled in USA with global materials. And this is kind of interesting, being the opposite, that it's made in China, but it is using American components. And that is, you know, at least something to say. Cree LEDs are supposed to be just a bit more reliable and longer lasting than standard LEDs. That's how they made their name. So it's interesting that they're buying Cree's LEDs. This thing's pretty easy to open up. It uses 3 AAAs, which apparently, on some other reviews, does suck them down pretty fast. It is focusable, but I do like this easier to access packaging, even though it's actually shattering on me because this is an older one. They still do sell these, and more or less, voila. At least it's easier to get into this kind of packaging now than it was before. And this was one of the things I was a little bit afraid of, was the fact that it is a huge contraption for a headlight. A lot of people like headlights where it's just all integrated in the one unit. This thing, once again, should be pretty bright, although what I'm noticing, you can see that right there. There's already dirt or something in here inside the lens, and this thing is absolutely brand new. Let's go ahead and unscrew that lens here, which we can do easily enough. At least that front portion is aluminum. And yeah, look, there's already internal scratching. Let's see if that wipes off. Is a pretty small LED in there, and they're just using a white reflector. It's not even, excuse me, silvered. I did wipe it down, so that did appear to be some grease on the inside of the lens. Shows you how cheesy this product is. That's what these are. So even though they're buying Cree LEDs, they're buying huge amounts of them. They're spending a tiny amount of money. They put it in this whole kind of Chinese contraption and then sell it to you for a huge amount. Relatively speaking, I mean, you know, for what this is, I guess $10 isn't so bad, but compared to just so many other headlights, they all take the batteries internally. You don't have this huge contraption, although maybe some people might like the balance of having a little bit of weight on the back. This is still more like a miner's lamp. The button on the side, that's a little bit interesting, although I suppose it'll be easier to access. Does have a little nice detent, so there it is with a little heat sink, and then they have like this screwed in thing. So let's put in some bulbs. You know it's a terrible product when I'm trying to sell you fake diamond rings inside the product. Telebrands. Ouch. Wonder where they get all these investors from. Now this is something that just shows how cheesy. We have this huge battery box. This battery box is big enough to hold 6 AAAs or something like that. It could probably hold at least 4 AAs. We pull off this simple boot. They do have it retained, and oddly enough, they actually have like a AAA like standard flashlight battery carriage inside this big contraption here. Just no reason for that whatsoever. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just a total waste. Why not just have it be thinner and smaller and take the 3 batteries like anything normal? Okay, I have batteries fresh. I was actually going outside doing a little bit of a test, but this thing is absolutely horrible. A 2 AA Streamlight far outperforms this. Pretty much everything outperformed this. I'm surprised. They're saying 5,000 lux. I'm suspecting around 350 lumens. It was so disappointing outside that I thought this is just pointless, because brand new fresh batteries, this is just ridiculous. We can You can barely see it on, just in this situation. Low, and then we have a strobe, but it is incredibly dim. Even if you can, quote unquote, focus it, which I also don't like this method because it actually just screws in and out when you're rotating it back and forth. I don't know if you can see it moving in and out there, but here it focuses out. Oh, there we go. I'm confused. See, they don't make a real good point of whether you just pull it in and out or rotate it, and it was moving, so that's what you do is you pull it in and out to focus it. I was assuming that you would rotate it to focus it instead of just pulling it in and out. That's obviously a problem because if it's a headlamp, you'll easily bump it if you want it to be pretty focused. The other issue with the focus beam is it's on your head. You're going to be wobbling it around, so you're not going to be using it that much, and it's just really pretty low intensity. Okay, pretty much done talking about this. This is kind of why I do these reviews, and actually a few people, when I've done as seen on TV, like it. This light, absolutely brand new, nice alkaline batteries out of the package, fully focused. This is Harbor Freight's Quantum 65 lumen light, so they're advertising this at 5,000 lux. At least Harbor Freight Quantum's is a 65 lumen light, 2 AAA light. And this 2 AAA 65 lumen light is nearly as bright as this is fully focused. So do yourself a favor and don't buy this thing. It is one of those rip-off products. And it appears probably a lot of the reviews on Amazon are either not entirely real or just people who have absolutely no idea how bad of a flashlight they actually bought. The Harbor Freight headlight would absolutely just crush this thing. It wouldn't even be comparable, and they're right around the same price full retail. They were trying to get $20 on this or something for Amazon, and that's like right about the price of the Harbor Freight Quantum, and that thing would just demolish this thing. Not to mention all the lithium-ion power headlights you can get off of Amazon. So anyway, that's my review of this as seen on TV. It is indeed one of those gimmicky products, really designed. That's just a cheap little $3 to $5 headlamp. Maybe using a Cree LED, but it's using one of the smallest ones that they manufacture. Put a bunch of hoopla on the packaging and seeing if they can get some people who don't know any better to buy their poor quality and poor performing product. Really is pretty shameful. Definitely save yourself the money. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.